Hi, Taurus rising. Let's do your reading. You guys probably have the most interesting one that I've done so far. Wow. Excuse me. So, first of all, we have Venus here in your sign. So you should be feeling very attractive. This is when, well, it's not that you yourself look in the mirror and go, you're looking good today. This is like, I love it when this happens. And she's your ruler too. So very important placement for money and for attractiveness, to draw money to you, and for people to go, you look amazing today. What are you doing? And you're like, I don't know, same as I always have, but it keeps happening. And so your strut gets a little struttier. So good for you. Yay. So I'm pulling on that one first because that's where I was focused. Let's go over here to the sun. Now this, not gonna lie, you guys, this is a schizophrenic chart a little bit, okay? You'll get through it, I know it, no problem. And the reason I say that is because, so externally, you're feeling a lot more attractive in April, possibly more abundant. But what's being illuminated is your 12th house of hidden things that you may or may not know. Could be hidden things coming to light, because there's a conversation here. This, for you, this might be dreams. This might not actually be, talkie-talkie. Unless it's like some sort of religious conversation. Now, if I remember right, you were having partner troubles. They weren't supporting your new endeavors, things that you were excited about, because they felt that you were changing it up on them, or weren't, like you weren't giving them 1,000,000%, which you shouldn't give anybody 1,000,000% anyway. Always keep some for yourself. So yeah, so I just pulled on this guy right here. Uranus in your 12th house. It's going to be sudden flashes of insights that you don't understand. It's that simple. We got Mercury. And then in your 11th house of hopes, wishes, dreams, long-term goals, all that kind of thing, very lucky house, very happy house is another spiritual placement. So a lot of consideration. And when I say spiritual, what I'm saying is, excuse me, what I mean by that is that you guys are, what I feel, we'll see what the cards say, but what I feel must be going on with you is some sort of process by which you are waking up to yourself almost. This can be a time in life where you stand up and say, what to, how for? Like, this could be where you wake up one day and decide, like, you know what I'm obsessed with right now is van life. I stumbled across it. I love to travel. It's one of my favorite things to do. I already have a camping car. I already have all this stuff, but I cannot stop watching van life videos, right? Where people to convert these vans and they live in them and they just travel the world and do their thing, which is, I would love to believe that I'm not too princessy to do that kind of thing. And it's a lie. I'll do it a little bit, but not all the time. I like my creature comforts. I don't need a ton of them, but yeah. Anyway, it would be like, if I had this going on, I would almost be worried for myself that I would wake up one day and go buy a van and like say, fuck it all, and I'm gonna go do it. Because it speaks to my soul, it speaks to my spirit. Like that is kind of what I'm feeling. So North Node is what I pulled on. Now this is in your 10th house of career. But that doesn't mean that you're supposed to get away from career. What I'm feeling for you guys is, South Node in Aquarius is doing things kind of more, keeping it on an idea level, being innovative, that kind of thing. But it's for the greater masses, like group work. Whereas down here, this is your deepest emotional core. And so you need to focus on that. Things that make you happy. I feel like a lot of you were not happy. And in your last reading, you were starting to get happy, and somebody around you was crapping all over it. It's getting upset for you. Pluto, I just pulled on that. Where are you going to transform? Big philosophies. I think you guys are going through a lot of changes deep inside. Yeah, you must be. Mars is action. Now, he is conjunct that Saturn, and this is going to battle for what you believe in. When it comes to you, your spirit, you have super jumpers. They want to, they definitely want to talk to you. I feel like they want to encourage you because I'm feeling tenseness here. So Saturn is where you're either being taught something or you're always being taught something, but it's either through a restriction or austerity of some sort. This could be buckling down and studying something new or a new business venture that gives you a lot of drive, because it is in positive flow over here to you and money, you see? So if you're getting lip from somebody still about what you're doing, but you've been standing up for yourself and doing you and what you believe to be right for you, not sweating it and doing your thing and listening to your spirit, it can turn into that. It can turn into drive of, I don't care if I have to live in a van to realize my new business venture. I'm on board, you know? It's like passion and drive, and not being afraid of hard work. Seriously, some of the last two videos, I'm sitting here for 5 minutes trying to get a card, and yours are flying out. All right, very last, what are you to go towards here in Leo, leadership? And, you know, I feel a fire under your belly in a good way. So let's see what it wants you to go more towards, okay? So what's being illuminated over here is in your 12th house. Oh, the wheel. Opportunity. Yay. Things turning around in a very positive way. So why is Mercury here now? Mercury's retrograde, so this could be a visiting again. I don't like it. Well, this is one of two things. This is either a real asshole who is manipulating you, trying to make it so that you don't pursue your fortune or what's coming up for you that's really good, or almost having a conversation with yourself of like, wow, I didn't think I'd be able to manifest that. And something comes up. I don't know yet. My initial reaction was not favorable, so I'm thinking it's probably the first, but we shall see. Let's go ahead and go over here. Well, no, on that same vein, let's go over here. Mars. This is either drive, action, passion, or anger, war. Interesting. I feel like you guys are being very divinely guided right now. This is decidedly not angry or driven card. It's a very spiritual card. The Hermit is a seeker. He is a spiritual seeker. So what I feel is you're listening to your spirit. You're come hell or high water is kind of how I feel it for you. Also, too, if that magician is in fact a person around you trying to manipulate you, you're looking to yourself. You're looking to spirit, and you're not talking to them. You're withdrawing, isolating. But I don't feel that it's in a bad way. That would be the thing to do. You know, get away from me. I don't want to hear your manipulations and all of that. I like it. I like it. I like it a lot. It's not surprising. You're a fixed sign. It's hard for you to make change. And change you are making. So I'm proud of you. That's good. Saturn, what's the restriction or the austerity? Wow. Whatever this thing is, ninth house is, it's personal philosophies and all of those kinds of things too, but it's also higher learning, whatever that is to you. It doesn't have to be, you know, going and getting your PhD or whatever. I don't care if you're getting a master's in, I don't know, cleaning your house. You care about it. It's very fortunate to you enough to where you're going to reflect spiritually on how it is you're going to get that done. And so what Saturn is teaching you, this is the Five of Pentacles. You're willing to go without. You're willing to go it alone. That's what it's going to teach you. That's not a fun lesson. I don't know about your willingness to do it, but being right next to the Hermit tells me you probably are willing. You are willing to change. Just be aware. Remember that when you do embark on whatever this is, and if you do have to go it alone, it can be depressing. It can be a depressing card, feeling left out in the cold and all that. When really all it speaks to is a lack, right? A lack of tangible things. Who cares? You know, money is made and lost all the time. It's just money. It's just money. I know you guys like what you like, but this feels like a huge turning point in your life. Wow. Okay. Let's go over here, because those two things are in positive flow over here. So what I'm feeling is that you're retreating, you're spiritually seeking, you're going after something tangible, something fortunate, something that you care about. It's gonna force austerity on you, meaning you're gonna have a lack. You're probably gonna go it alone. What does Venus have to say about that? Judgment reversed. I like this. You're not necessarily seeing everything. This is a beautiful card. Now, usually I see judgment as like waking up or giant revelation or whatever. I'm not feeling, so a lot of times I see it as you don't know everything. You can't judge the situation yet. You don't know that you're going to feel out in the cold and all alone and all that stuff. There are things about this that you're not privy to at this time. That's fine. It's kind of like asking you to have faith is what it's doing. Don't worry about mundane minutia and how it's going to work out. It's going to work out. Why don't you get to know? Because you guys can be real picky, you know, attention to detail and whatnot. So maybe it's a good thing for you, for your growth, to not know, to have faith and just dive on in, you know. Let's pull on Jupiter. Now, Jupiter in Scorpio in your relationship sector is going to make bigger. Wants, needs, desires. It can be very sexy if you have a healthy relationship, but it's got to be solid for it to manifest that way. And Jupiter is in retrograde. So this is revisiting issues of death, rebirth, regeneration, deep intimacy, sex, connecting with your partner on that level or not, as the case may be. And whatever it is you're desiring deeply in that relationship. It can also make bigger, like huge, magnify issues in the marriage in a negative way of those things. You got the Devil. So this is seeing and recognizing things in your relationship sector that are not healthy. They're toxic. It's not good. Sometimes this will be very sexy for me, and I'm not getting that at all. You know why? Well, let's pull on South Node. Because, or no, excuse me, Pluto, because that's what he's trining. He's on positive flow to Pluto. Pluto is the ruler of Scorpio. So this is strong for you with that devil energy. Let's see. And this is how you're transforming in the month of April. Oh, there's a lot. Okay. Got the Page of Cups, the Empress, Ten of Wands reversed, and Five of Cups. That's you. Look at you. It's your card. The Empress. You're beautiful and abundant and creative and lovely. I love that she's not pregnant here. I always hate that insinuation that women, you know, your greatest creation. For most of us it is. My greatest creation was my child, of course. But it was not my only one. And I just love this interpretation of her. She's beautiful. You're beautiful. You're beautiful and creative and awesome. So this is the order I had it in. So this is always backwards. We've got an offer, an emotional offer. This is in your 9th house of travel, learning new things. A lot of times business shows up here because you're learning a new business. You know what I mean? You're getting your PhD in business. So you're getting an offer that is making you where you're having, you're creating something new. You're very happy about it. You're having to lay down a burden in order to realize it. And what I think you're laying down is a toxic partnership. And you're sad about that part. And you know what I have to say about that? Sadness. We get over it. All is not lost. Still 2 full cups above her head. She's still beautiful and abundant. She'll get over it. You know what you don't get over in a hot minute? Toxic, shitty people in your life. So I say, good riddance. Not trying to diminish the pain of having to do that. Having to lay down that burden. Maybe they laid down you. I don't know. Don't care. It's good for you. What's ahead is much better than what you're leaving behind. I feel it. I know it. I can feel it. South Node. In your 10th house of career status. It's not always career. Status meaning Mrs. or Mr. so-and-so. A husband, a wife, a mother, whatever. Yeah. It's exactly what it is for you. It's time for you to move away from your visions of picket fence land and perfect family land. Why? Because you're supposed to go down here to emotional fulfillment. Okay, I'm barely going to clarify on this. It's such a beautiful reading. Somebody else got this exact thing, but I don't think it was in the nodes. But it wasn't opposing like this. This is the rainbow butterfly bullshit happiness card, okay? All my 10 cups will be full. When I have my husband and my 2.5 children and my beautiful house and my picket fence and my dog, and he's going to love me. It's going to be romantic and my kids will be perfect. They're going to sing Ring Around the Rosies under rainbows and shit. It's fantasy, right? And you are nowhere in this equation. Well, that's not true. You're 1/20th of the equation. Do you see? All these things have to come about in order for you to live out that fantasy. And of course, everybody Everybody finds out it's a fantasy. Not meaning that marriage is a fantasy or whatever. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying it's very idealistic. Marriage is real life, like everything else. Has its ups, downs, could be craptastic, could be fantastic. It's all in between. But you're only a piece of that card. What you're to go towards in this North Node, High Priestess. That is all you. All you. And it is very spiritual. You guys are swimming in this like spiritual awesomeness. It doesn't feel good in the midst of it. I'm not going to pretend otherwise. It's lonely, it's hard, and yet you plug on because you know deep in there. Neptune in your 11th house of hopes, wishes, and dreams. Well, I mean, this makes perfect sense. You know, you have anxieties, worries, keeps you up at night. Of course it does. You have a fucking devil over your shoulder. That's okay. That too will pass. Let's go to the sudden unexpected part over here in Aries. He's coming in your sign soon. You guys are, your life is gonna change so much. Woo! Well, there's just nothing else to say about that. The Lovers. Well, that was unexpected. So here you are. This new opportunity, whatever it is. You're going to learn new things. You're going to be abundant. You're going to be creative. You're amazingly beautiful. And even if you're a man, it doesn't matter. You're abundant and creative. And you're having to leave behind some toxic crap that maybe you didn't see it was even toxic until now. That's kind of what I felt for you before. That you thought everything was hunky-dory dandy until you open your mouth and you actually want something for yourself, and whoever you're with is like, oh, I don't know about that. And here you are, embarking on this whole life-changing journey. It's going to bring you love. It's going to bring you new love. It doesn't say new. Maybe you fall back in love with the devil. I don't know. It's going to bring you the love that you thought you had and want. How do you feel about this? This is just an overall indicator of your emotional state during this time. It's hard for you to emotionally detach from what in the upright. This isn't, it could be you're just smarting from it still, or maybe you just haven't done it yet. One of those two things. This isn't a bad card. This is moving on emotionally, knowing what was working and feeling fine about moving forward, not having to tend to it all the time. You got it in the reverse, so we'll definitely be clarifying on that. So let's do it. I'm not going to clarify on a ton because this is magnificent. I want to know with Venus, make sure I was right on that judgment. What is judgment here for Venus? Judgment for Venus. Judgment for Venus. Venus. I want to know definitely about the Lovers. Like, where the heck does that come from? And basically what I want to know is, you know what just turned over? I'm going to take it. I'm going to take it and I'm going to pull one more. And I'm not going to tell you. I hope that's true. I want to know what the fortunate thing with the wheel. I want to know why we got the Magician reversed for Mercury. I just feel like it's a person. I want to know that Eight of Cups over there by Moon. Is it that you can't move on, or are you still emotionally tied up after moving on? Show me who that asshole is. What's up with the Devil? That's all I want. For the Sun, where you got the Wheel, the fortunate thing. Yeah. It's a like a work endeavor or something. Here you are again, Eight of Cups again, but you're doing it here. You feel very inspired by this opportunity. I love it. Well, Shafire, who is the Magician then? What's up with that? Palace of Cups and King of Coins reversed. God, he's just such a fucking asshole. I don't like this guy. I'm sorry. Sorry if it's your spouse or close person. You know what it is? They like the emotion. They want all of your emotion for them. They don't want to be generous with you and your time and your emotional availability simply because you're going to be focused on something else other than them. This is shitty, nasty energy and talking mean to you and not, it's terrible. I don't like it. Fuck that guy or girl, whoever it is. They're mean to you. Like straight up nasty mean, causing you to retreat. So I'm going to pull on that Moon. I want to know why you're all up in your head about it. Queen of Cups, Nine of Wands, Two of Swords. Good. You're formulating the decision. I know you know what to do. You don't want to fight. There's nothing to fight about. You care about something, you're not wanting to leave anything. They're doing that horrible thing where they're being horrible to make you make the decision. You know what I have to say about that? No problem. Bye. You're welcome. They're emotionally manipulating you, counting on the fact that you're going to go, oh no, what? I won't be a good mother. I won't be a good girl if I go and get what I want. If you're a man, oh shit, what? I'm not a real man, or I'm not living up to my responsibilities if I do what I want. That fills me up emotionally, and yet I can do both things. Yeah. That's ridiculous. Ridiculous. The Devil. Yeah, they're icing you out. They're being, this is a horrible person. I don't care. I don't care who it is. They don't wish you well. They don't want good things for you. And you're sitting here sweating it. You're sweating over this person. Oh my gosh, should I leave or should I go? Should I stay with this horrible person who emotionally manipulates me and makes me feel guilty as fuck for wanting to do something that lifts me up? Because God knows, as a Taurus rising, you will tend to those you love. Everybody knows it. And yet, here we have someone telling you opposite. You know it's not true. You're sweating it. And they're icing you out, making you guilty, saying horrible things to you. This person has always been this way. They always have been this way. But I feel like this is one of the first times where I think you were very surprised on how they have reacted. This is the same vibe as the other reading I got for you. All right. So for the Lovers, I'm going to pull the first two, not the one that I thought or that I saw. I pulled two more. So we have Knight of Coins revert. Welcome. Okay. Here's why I didn't want to pull it, because I was chatting and I wasn't focused. This is what turned over. You know what you're going to do? This is the greatest love story of all time, baby. You're gonna ice out that asshole yourself. I don't see any divorce or true walking away just yet. Maybe you've already done it. Maybe you haven't. You're gonna fall in love with yourself and your abilities. I love her. I love her. She makes her own money. She goes her own way. She does her own thing. She's interesting as hell. You're gonna fall in love with yourself. I love this. And you know, I can remember going through this my own self. This exact thing. And being told, you need to love yourself. And when you're in this, when you're not getting the love that you want, you ache for it like that, whether you're with somebody or not, it's the last thing on earth you want to hear. But I promise you guys, Taurus rising, I promise, it's always the right answer, because you are a creation of God. You are a child of God. You should be in love with yourself as well as those around you. When you master it, when you can get there for real and love you and love your life and have real gratitude for it, regardless of what's going on outside of you, it's a love and a happiness you cannot get from someone else. Judgment. Queen of Coins reversed and Temperance reversed. You're not even going to know how unhappy you were until you start getting happy. That's what you don't realize. I know you're all up in it right now. I know you're feeling emotional right now. This shitastic devil person, whoever that is making you feel bad and all of that. And I'm here to tell you, you're going to take 5 steps out of that situation in this hermit mode. Feels like you're going to take some space, take a break.